Do you think there'll be a point where some of this stuff just gets banned on social media, or do you think that's when the whole world gets?
I think I'm very concerned about that. I mean, I think it could go that way. I think that we saw the banning around the pandemic. We had world-class physicians, very smart, intelligent people just shut down, banned from social media, and what they were saying, it turned out in many cases to be correct. Right? We found out 2 years later that it wasn't a conspiracy theory, and I think there's people that want to ban it. They don't want you to talk about, oh, maybe cholesterol is not the main driver of cardiovascular disease, or maybe there's more nuance there. I just try to put out nuance and say, hey, look, maybe it isn't so black and white, it isn't so one size fits all. Let's have a little more diversity of thought when it comes to diet. And even if my risk for cardiac disease went up significantly, or yours did, or somebody else did, and you say, well, would you be willing to trade that for what you have now? Because some people are literally living in chronic pain. They're crippled with depression, and they stop feeling that. They get their life back together, and you say, well, your heart disease risk went up by 20%. Would you be willing to quit? And they're saying, no, hell no. I don't want to live in misery. And so who are we to decide what you or I should do as far as our health is concerned? Who are you to decide how I should die? I mean, I might rather die of heart disease than cancer, or dementia, or who knows what else. I mean, I think when we get kind of authoritarian and say, you must do this because if you don't, you're going to have this risk factor, which, by the way, is at best speculative. I think anybody telling you they're going to live longer or live shorter, or I've got the cure that's going to make you live to 180, I'm like, show me the money. Where's the proof? If you show me one guy, 120 years old, that's walking around, Jack, maybe you're going to be one of them. Who knows? Hopefully, right? But until that day, I'm just like, I don't know what people are going to live longer. But what I do know is that I can take people that are sick, that are suffering, that are miserable, and make them a hell of a lot better, improve their quality of life. And I think that's a great thing. That really is.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something everybody should consider. And I'm a big fan of trying things out, so why not? And steak tastes good too. Go figure.
Well, there's a reason for that. You know why it tastes good?
Why?
Because you're a human being.
Right.
It's supposed to.
Yeah, because it is good. Because it's got things that I need.
Things you need in one.
Yeah, things I need. Well, I wish my Grandpa Benedict was alive today, because he would be feeling much better knowing that the world might be eating more meat.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, I think one of my brothers or sisters was going vegetarian. It was early adopters back then, because we were from California, and I remember, I think he just had to get up and leave the table. I mean, for a cattleman, to hear that in the 80s, you were just going to be like, what's going on?
Well, it's interesting. I've presented in front of a number of cattlemen's associations. California Cattlemen's Association, U.S. Cattlemen's Association. I'm in there telling them that meat is healthy for them, and they're like confused because they've been brainwashed. Even the cattle ranchers themselves are like worried about eating too much red meat. I'm like, no, you got to stop eating the sweet potato pie and the sweet tea and the beer and all the other crap that you're eating. That's a real problem.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Sometimes how you even get brainwashed by your own stuff. So. Well, good. I think I'm going to go eat a steak now. Yeah. And look, I just appreciate you going out there and talking about this stuff. Not only do you have great IP and you have great stories and you have great testimonials, but you're a really intelligent guy that also comes from a medical background that can really talk about this stuff. When people hear you talk, they're like, okay, this kind of makes sense. So,
Well, and again, I think, Brian, don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody. Just try it yourself. Just listen to yourself, look in the mirror. This is the thing, because it's very confusing. We get climate change. Is it real? Is it not? I can't assess that. I can't walk outside and say the Earth's rising in temperature. There's no way for me to know that. But what I can do is I can look in the mirror and I can say, I feel better. I look better. I wake up with more energy. I'm happy. You can assess it yourself. You don't need a doctor to tell you that. You don't need a guy in the news to tell you if you're better or not. This is the one thing you have that no one can kind of hide from you. So I think that's a great thing to assess that. So don't listen to me, but try things.
Yeah, try it yourself. And I think these days more than anything, just, sometimes listen to your heart, listen to your gut a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we can get so confused with the information and being in our brains all the time. But as we've seen the last few years, sometimes you just take a step back and say, what do you really feel? Is this the right thing to do? Is everything these people saying really true? Or
yeah, there's something about instinct, and I think that saves us a lot of times. It's like, I'm not going to go down that alley, or I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that medication. I'm just going to wait. And I think there's some value in that. I think then you can listen to yourself.
Yeah, I think we should be doing that more lately. So, all right, we're really excited to hear about what you do with Revero, so keep us posted on that.
Yeah.
And I hope this was informative for people. I'm sure this is very controversial, but that's good. But look, there's people out there eating only meat and thriving. That's actually happening.
Yeah.
A lot of people are, and also having a lot of great health benefits. And there's real people doing this. It's been happening for many, many years. You're one example. I do a lot of meat, and I feel great, and I've never felt better. And it could be something that actually might be good for you. And at the same time, use this as a thing to question. Really look at your diet and look at the medications you're on and look at some of the medical treatments you've gone through. Could have any of that been avoided by a simplified diet of whole foods that might be animal foods? These are good questions to ask yourself. So I'll leave everybody with that. Shawn, thanks for coming in here. Great to see you again.
Appreciate
as usual. Let's do this again sometime, all right?
Sounds good.
Cool,
Thanks.
man. Thank you.
Man. Appreciate it.
All right,
it's
take
fun.
care. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time.
The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.